Welcome, everybody, to a brand new episode of Reality Derby. I'm Marcus James Dixon.
And I'm Denton Davidson, and we are talking Traitors finale with a special guest interview with Natalie.
Yeah, we talked to Natalie Anderson after she was banished in the penultimate episode of The Traitors. So we will get into what she has to say. She's a little bit sassy when it comes to Johnny, I will say.
I appreciate it.
And also, we're going to give our theories for what we think will happen in the finale of The Traitor Season 4. And we're going to dive into a little Survivor, too, because the Survivor 50 premiere is going to be Wednesday, February 25th. So we're going to give our dark horse predictions for who we want to win.
As Traitors goes out, Survivor comes in. So
Yes.
There's going to be plenty to talk about.
Very exciting. So let's get to Natalie to see what she had to say.
We are here with Survivor winner Natalie Anderson, who is just banished on The Traitors. And don't say sorry, Natalie. Do not say sorry.
I'm practicing that in real life, too, because I've been the victim of people apologizing and it's all bullshit. So I'm just like, say you're sorry. I don't want it. It's not going to make me feel better. It's not going to change anything. Just own it and vote me off, you know?
And take us into your mindset in your last final moments. Why did you not want to hear Johnny apologize when he voted you out? Did you think it would be fake?
I think that Johnny had said sorry to everybody he's voted off. And listen, I made mistakes out there. I voted for Steven, and that's probably one of the biggest mistakes I've made because it kind of set me up to be banished down the road. So listen, we all make mistakes, but just owning it and then realizing you made a mistake is better than voting for somebody that I think Johnny and not I think like Tara knew I wasn't a traitor, and then you're gonna do it anyway. It's like that's like the worst. Like I don't want to hear you're sorry. It's not gonna help me. You did nothing to help me stop me from being banished. So why are you fucking apologizing? Just own it. Like it was just really infuriating for me, especially because everybody at the round table draws all these fucking hearts and stuff. It's like what? Like what are the hearts gonna do for me?
And your last vote was for Tara at the round table. Did you really think she was a traitor, or was that just like an anger vote?
So it's so crazy. Like I was like, it was like a mind F out there, that last round table, because I was like, oh my God, what if Tara is like this genius traitor working with Rob and they set me up? And like first, like I thought that for like a 0.5 of a second. I was like, nah, never mind. That's not it. So at the end, it was kind of like just like a petty vote against her, but also I just didn't want the faithfuls left over to win. And I just didn't want to give them any more ammunition that Rob was a traitor. So I kind of wanted to just throw it at Tara so that they would be even more confused and they wouldn't look at Rob and be like, oh my God, we need to get him off. Because at this point, I'm like, I'm not rooting for them. I'm rooting for Rob to win. Like, you guys didn't want to save me and go with me to the end, and you guys aren't doing your job. Like, Rob has been doing such a good job that for me, it's worth, like, I want to see him win because he did what he was supposed to do. And the faithfuls, we just didn't. We, as in me too, like, we didn't do what we were supposed to do, which is stick together in some kind of way and not play this like selfish kind of like game where we're not looking out for the collective of the faithfuls, like especially when it comes down to the wire. At the start, maybe you can play self-preservation. If it's not me, it's fine. But at the end, when it's down to the wire, we had to band together and do our job. And we just didn't. None of them were doing their job. So I didn't want them to have any more sus on Rob.
What is your relationship like with Tara and Johnny today? Did you watch their Olympic coverage?
So I've watched some of the stuff on Instagram. Obviously, Peacock loves me to watch them. I think like they look so good doing it. Tara, I think she has like a natural. She's definitely a better broadcaster than she is a faithful. My relationship with Tara is what it is. Like we've talked a lot. She's been in the city so many times, and we've tried to hang out, but both of us have never been able to execute that. I have no issues with Tara. Johnny and I have not spoken, but just because I think he was offended at how I reacted to him, which is he's valid in doing that. I'm not losing anything by not having him in my life. And it is what it is. It is just a game, but at the same time, emotions are real, right? How we feel are real. And how I left that castle is difficult for me because losing changed me on Winners at War. The way I lost Winners at War and coming second place to a decision that I fucked up in by not going to fire and losing $2 million is something that I'm still trying to some days process and accept about myself and forgive myself for. So losing is very difficult for me, especially when there's like $250,000 prize spot at the end, like that's life-changing money. And I think those emotions still sting a little bit, but it has nothing to do with Johnny or Tara. It's my kind of like emotional process that I have to go through and I have to deal with.
And I mean, you were the last gamer standing in the castle. We
True.
lost some great ones, Ian and Rob and Tiffany
So
and Jam
early.
Jam. What did that mean to you to kind of be the last player from one of these, cutthroat reality shows?
Yeah, it sucks. I think like all of us come out there knowing that we did really good on our individual seasons. Like we all have that pride in how we performed on our previous seasons. And we all have that kind of like, we have to prove to ourselves more than anybody else that we have still have the chops to be out there. And all of us are great. And it just sucked that I couldn't really work with anybody. And one of my biggest regrets actually was not standing up against the Tiffany vote and just it was Eric. Okay, Eric convinced me.
The ears, he heard it, his magic ears.
His magic ears convinced me, and that was like the first time I had heard it even talk about anything, and I was just convinced. It felt like I was like kind of carrying a torch for all of us out there because we all had such a difficult uphill battle on that journey. Losing Jam Jam sucked, especially because I dragged the antidote. But like I felt proud to go that far. I'm not like oh at least I got far. Like I'm not super proud of my performance out there because I feel like I wanted to have done more, but with the cards that I was dealt, it was it was the best I could do, and I was happy that I at least went as far as I did for not only the gamers this season but the gamers in general because all of us have had like a very hard kind of like it's just difficult for us coming into these games, and it's like I said, we come in almost proved like guilty and we have to prove our innocence versus coming in innocent and then having to like defend that. We come in with this like just like a persona that people think of us and then we have to fight against it the entire time. So it's hard. Everybody else comes in innocent until proven guilty, and we come in proven guilty and then we have to prove our innocence.
Exactly. Candice aggressively went after Rob twice, and the group never seemed to put two and two together that she was kind of leaving you breadcrumbs or bread loaves. Why do you think that was I asked Candice about this, and she said that she thought all of you were in his, what's the word?
Bathwater.
Yes, that's what she said.
So for me, there was something that happened that wasn't shown with Rob. Well, first of all, Rob defended me, right? Like, and that for me was such a power move on Rob's part, where if you're defending somebody at the round table, it's like, oh my God, like you have my fucking back. So for me, when Candice went for him, I was already like had this feeling of like, this dude is my ride or die. Like, I'm not gonna let him be targeted by somebody. And they don't show it, but I actually like went to bat for Rob at the round table. I was like, no, he was actually really upset about Colton. Like, so I think that was the reason why I couldn't piece it together immediately because I was clouded by this either tactical move or I don't know if he just didn't want me to be banished that day or he wanted Lisa to be gone. I mean, not Lisa, he wanted Candice to be gone, but he stood up and batted for me at that round table. And I was like at Lisa's banishment. So that was the lingering feeling I had in Rob. And it took a couple of days for that feeling to like dissipate because in this game, like especially me, somebody's backing me up. I'm just like, oh my God, like you must really trust me because nobody did that for me out there. Nobody came to my aid. Nobody felt like I needed help or I needed support because they just treated me like I was this like tough survivor player, savage chick who didn't need anything and nobody came to bat for me. So I think that was the reason that I was clouded by Rob's gameplay and I didn't see that Candice vote as being like a, hey, he's the traitor. I also thought like that Candice just didn't want to vote for me because I was a woman of color, which was part of the reason why I didn't vote for her later is because there were so few of us in the game at that point. Portia went out first. And it's something that has happened on all my seasons. I've been on 3 voting-based elimination shows. All 3 were women of color. Nadia, my first season, me, my second season, and then Portia, my 3rd season. That's crazy when you think about it, right? So like at that moment, and I don't know if Candice even thought about it, but I had made up this story in my head that Candice was protecting me and just didn't want to throw a vote my way. And that's also the reason why I didn't vote against her. And I just threw a vote at Tara randomly, which also got me in trouble because later it was brought up that I was like not voting for Candice because I was a traitor.
Okay, well, Natalie, I mean, she pulls no punches. That's why I love her. I love her quote, "I'm not losing anything by not having Johnny in my life." I mean, that's what I want to hear.
Yeah. And that, when I asked her that question, I kind of thought she'd say, "Oh, we're fine now," but she's like, "Oh no, they haven't said a word to each other since filming ended months ago."
But she's not losing anything in her life. So good for her.
Yeah. She also said something very interesting, that she is rooting for Rob to win. Screw the faithful. She wants Rob.
You know, I've been up and down on this, but I've come to the same conclusion.
Yeah.
I'm now at the point where I just want Rob to win because everyone has been so stupid in the way they've acted up until this point.
Yeah.
Like, there's no other choice for me but to just say he deserves to win.
I mean, this final six is kind of rough, everybody.
It's embarrassing.
We've got Rob and Eric. Eric as the recruited traitor who is completely silent. He's not saying a word at the round tables. He's getting called out repeatedly, and he's just not speaking up.
I will say I do like it more than how last season was ending, though, with all of the faithfuls winning, and it was just sort of like sinking towards the end. So even though I think the only reason people are a little more annoyed with Rob at this point is because he's gone from underdog to sort of the favorite to win, and then it's just not as fun to root for someone at that point.
Yeah.
But he really deserves it.
I mean, he does deserve it, and I'm looking at this list. I'm like, none of these other people deserve it. Is that rude?
No. But okay, so let's look at this. So there's 6 people left, and it's Mark, Maura. So Mark, right in Rob's pocket. Maura, no clue who she is or where she is.
She doesn't know what she's doing.
Tara, love her, but like she fails under pressure, and we saw what happened with her and Natalie. She's not outspoken at the round table. Eric, just shitting his pants under pressure of being a traitor, remains silent now. And we've got Rob dominating.
Yeah.
And then Johnny, who is just like good a little bit too late. He's a little too late to the game.
And the fact that Johnny and Tara had this whole plan, and Natalie was involved in that plan to go after Rob, and they chickened out, those two chickened out, and left Natalie to do it on her own. That felt really poor, like almost like they were throwing Natalie under the bus. Like literally, that's what they were doing, and it didn't sit well with me.
Well, it was also weak because it was the only chance they had at numbers. They at least had a tie, although Rob had the dagger. So it was, they thought they were like saving face and like maybe saving themselves, but they didn't. I mean, I think the damage is already done. They don't know that.
So do you think the two traitors are going to get out Mark, Maura, Tara, or Johnny? One of them is going to die in the first few minutes.
There are arguments either way. So I'm a little confused about where it's going to go. I initially thought, well, it has to be Johnny or Tara because Mark is like, Mark and Maura are in their back pockets. But if they get rid of Johnny or Tara, it will prove that neither of them are traitors.
Kind of, yeah.
So then it gets a little more complicated because at that point, Mark would be thinking, hold on a second. Because I think he's already a little suspicious of Eric, and he might start getting suspicious of Rob as well. So it does, as you were thinking maybe, make sense to get rid of...
Yeah, I'm thinking Mark is going to be murdered because of this foursome, these four faithful. He's the smartest one left, and he is starting to tap in. He was really listening to what Natalie had to say, and he was sort of... I could see the wheels turning in his mind, and if give him one more chance, I think he's going to vote for Rob at the next roundtable. That's why I'm thinking he won't make it to the next roundtable. I think he's going to be gone.
I don't know if he would vote for Rob at the next roundtable, but I do think Eric would be screwed. Now, I was thinking about numbers, and if they do not get rid of Tara or Johnny, it's still Eric, Rob, and Maura versus Tara and Johnny. So they still have the power to banish those two going into fire. Then it's 4 that go to fire?
Fire. I like the accent. Yeah, 4 are going to fire. And I think Maura, I think you mentioned the back pocket thing for Mark. I think Maura is in their back pocket. I think her and Rob are so close. I don't know if it's the Love Island connection or they've just kind of been gelling together the whole time. And especially now, I don't see her ever going against him. I think she's going to not take them to the final, but they will be in the final together and she will not vote out Rob ever.
So your prediction is they murder Mark.
Yep.
Then they banish Johnny or Tara.
It doesn't even matter which
And
one.
then at Fire, they first get rid of Johnny or Tara, and that leaves
And that's
Eric
it.
Mora. And that's it. And for me, I agree with that whole situation, but for me, I would pull Mora aside if I was Rob and say, at the final Fire, we have got to get rid of Eric, and then he wins by himself.
So you think Rob should get rid of his fellow traitor?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Mora's already suspicious of Eric, so he might as well take advantage of that and say, like, why risk it? I would never risk it. If me and you were playing traitors and we were like, okay, we are gonna go to final 2, and we had a third person along with us that was like we thought was probably safe, but we weren't sure. Like, just get rid of them anyway.
Yeah. It is the safer thing to do. I'm very excited to see what'll happen, and I think we're going to have our first traitor winner since season 1 when Cirie pulled it off. Because since then, it's been kind of a little bit boring in the finales as the traitors get out usually first in the finale. Like last year, it was Danielle and Brittany. They both got out first in the finale, and it was like just 4 faithful left, and it was just snooze, yawn, yawn.
I don't see a path for a faithful to win this season at all, because the faithful left just don't have enough power.
I know. They could have done it if there was a moment like 2 episodes ago when they had it. I think it was when they voted out Steven. If they hadn't done that, everything would be different. Anything else about the traitors before we switch over to Survivor?
No, I mean, I'm just looking forward to the finale. Another
the reunion
season on the wrap, and then we get a regular season. I'm looking forward to that as well, and the reunion. So
Yes.
we'll have more to say about that.
The reunion is going to be spicy because we're going to have Colton and Lisa back together again.
I hope they show it all. It sounds like they're going to edit it out and like save face for Colton a little bit, because Lisa is like, I really gave it to him, and then.
And Candice also was floating in the days leading up that she was going to be sassy at the reunion. So I can't wait. I also can't wait to see what they're all going to wear. There's going to be some major fashion
I can't wait to
emergencies.
see them like talk about how stupid all of them are, because I think you were saying when we were discussing it, I was like, Candice was handing him breadcrumbs, and you were like, bread loaves.
Yeah.
Loaves of bread, she handed them.
She did everything other than write Rob is a traitor.
I know.
And they didn't realize what she was doing, and it's to their own detriment because now the faithful are all going to lose.
Outrageous.
Okay, Survivor 50 in the hands of the fans. It's going to be a 3-hour premiere.
Too long.
I don't think I like this.
No.
Come on, CBS. What are you doing?
I mean, there's like Oscar-winning films, and I say 3 hours is too long, let alone the premiere of Survivor.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I'm also wondering, I haven't really heard other people talk about this. Like, we've got 24 people, the most ever, and it's still only 26 days. So are we getting more episodes, or is there going to be multiple episodes with double eliminations?
I mean, what is the schedule?
Because usually there's 13 episodes, and usually the finale has, I believe, 5. So this year, unless they do multiple double eliminations, the finale is going to have like 8 people. I don't know. It's going to be weird.
I mean, maybe the finale will have 8 people. It could
It's
just be like a
possible.
rowdy.
Yeah, a rowdy
I
group.
mean, it's probably a 4-hour finale.
The finale's starting now, everybody.
I'm excited because the reunion is back in LA, like an
Thank
old
goodness.
school.
Yes.
Is that just a reunion, or will the winner reveal happen there as well?
I think the winner reveal is going to happen.
So they don't know who won. 'Cause
Yeah.
that always annoyed me.
And we've been interviewing some of these folks in the lead up to 50. Stephanie, Colby, I'm trying to think, Coach, Angelina, Christian, and Dee. And so they're out there promoting the show beforehand, which usually, with reality shows, you only talk to them after they've been eliminated. So this is kind of exciting. They're out there.
Cirie was at the Grammys. I
Yeah.
mean, she is working it hard. She's making a paycheck from this for sure.
And there was a 50-state idol hunt. In every state, there was an idol. The one here was in Griffith Park, and it's like you have to like hike to it. I'm like, sorry. Ozzy was there. I missed you, Ozzy.
He's a hiker.
Yes. So let's talk about our dark horses for who we are, maybe not who we think is going to win, but who are we rooting for that we want to make it as far as possible?
I was perusing this list, and it's long. And I was just sort of going off like gut reaction of who like my attention is drawn to. And I like as soon as I saw Aubrey, I was like, oh, I liked Aubrey. She was one of my favorites back in the day watching, and so I'm a little more excited about people from the older seasons. I mean, she's not like super OG, but I'm excited for her to come back. She was always really smart and able to like maneuver through the game and situations very well. So I'm excited to see where she goes. And I also kind of like Emily Flippin.
Oh yeah,
just because
Emily.
I like anyone who's got sort of an offensive mouth. Like
we need more of that on Survivor.
Yeah, like someone who just rubs people the wrong way. I need that friction in my reality TV. So I'm excited to see what she brings this season.
Jeff Probst has been saying that this cast is they're so honored to be there. They feel so worthy. And I'm like, I don't care if they're worthy. I want them to be sassy. I want them to bitch each other out. I want them to call each other out. And I'm worried we may not get that.
Yeah.
I'm worried they're all going to be too nice to each other. But
I just don't see a real villain in here. Like you have Colby, but you don't have his nemesis.
I know. Where's Jerry Manthe? Come on. So my dark horse is going to be the original Jenna Lewis from Season 1 and Season 8. We have not seen her in a long, long time. And I'm glad there is somebody from the original season and Colby from Season 2. So we are dipping back into that 25-year pot that we've created. I wanted more, though. I wanted Rich. I wanted Sue Hawk. But Jenna's fine. So I'm going to be rooting for Jenna to make it pretty far.
Where is Sue Hawk?
Call me, Sue.
Amazing.
Let's interview you.
I'm excited to see what Jenna is capable of and what she does. I mean, even her second time playing was Season 8. So that was a very long time ago.
Yeah.
Just looking at this little picture of her in her little bucket hat. Looking like Gilligan on the island.
Remember when Jenna didn't get her letters from home in Season 1? It was like trauma. I still can't believe that happened. Mike White is also going to be like either he's going to be out first or he's going to win. Like there's a lot of theories online that people are going to be going up to Mike White like, I'm not going to vote for you if you put me on the White Lotus. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I would love to see
Use that leverage.
Use whatever you got, people.
He's proven that he will put you on the White Lotus. He has other Survivor contestants.
Yep.
So I guess I would bribe people if I could.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm very excited. This is the most excited I've been for Survivor in a long, long time.
I feel like the winner is going to be like the least all-star. I think it's hard to manage your way through the game with a big name and having that much attention on you. So I feel like it's going to be...
I mean, people like Suri are going to be out early. That's my theory.
Yeah.
Like the people, the icons, the Aussies, the Colbys, I think they're going to be out pretty fast.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
So look out for someone like Camila.
Yeah. Or Joe.
Yeah.
Some of the newbies. Rizzo. They don't even know who Rizzo and Savannah are, which is kind of funny because they filmed this in 49 back to back.
I already forgot who they were, too.
All right. Well, any other thoughts on Survivor?
No. Let's get to it.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for watching Reality Derby. We will be back next week.